Right, so here we are in Nottingham, just been to Melanie Shaw's court case. I've got with the lady who was involved in part of that court case, and we've basically come here to interview and see what's going on and get a first-hand witness view of what Melanie Shaw is about and what the court case was about. Right, over to yourself. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Alison Ellis. I'm the mother of the teenager who Melanie Shaw had one who appeared in court for, amongst other charges, what she was up for. I do believe it was for malicious and threatening behaviour, and she pleaded guilty to it, and yesterday she was sentenced.
What did she get as far as the sentence was concerned?
Regarding my daughter, she got a fine and court costs because the nature of the charge and what's been involved over the months, and also it's of a very similar nature to other charges which Melanie was up in court for.
Right.
Basically, for restraining orders were placed on Mel Shaw for life. If she breaks these, i.e. if she puts anything on the media, i.e. Facebook, any form of media, Facebook, YouTube, regarding my daughter, or
the court case itself, or anybody to do with witnesses or something, was it?
Well, anything to do with the court case, directly to do with my daughter, or indirectly published on the Facebook, on the YouTube, on any forms of messaging, the judge has told her she will get 5 years imprisonment, and this is a lifetime restraining order. There was 4 put in place yesterday because the judge stated there was a pattern.
Yeah, a pattern which goes back quite a lot of years before she's even made herself public as to what's happened with the child abuse.
That's true, that is.
Yeah.
I've known Melanie Shaw many years. I know her through a past life, what I used to be part of. I worked at an organisation which Melanie Shaw claims I was fired from. I wasn't, I left. I've been there many years. Melanie Shaw was only a service user there, and the organisation is POW, Prostitute Outreach Workers. We worked with on and off street prostitutes and people with substance misuse. I haven't signed any confidentiality act, and I'm not disclosing personal things about her, but she was a service user.
Yeah.
She was never in no full-time payment there. This has finally come to a head and been brought to public knowledge because the judge basically said there is a pattern here, and obviously he's recognised it.
Yeah. The pattern being, if you don't mind me asking, what was Melanie actually doing with your daughter? What was going on?
Mel Shaw used to tell a lot of lies about me. I have nothing to do with her. I don't even have her in my house. I haven't for many years. She becomes infatuated with people. She used to leave little gifts on my doorstep. She'd ring power up when I was working there. She's done it to other members of staff which work there.
Yeah.
If you are of a professional body, i.e. a counsellor or any form of medical, they will disclose this to you, that she never worked there and she was only a service user.
Yeah.
And for the record, I never got sacked, I left.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as the court case itself, though, this affecting your family, it's like the judge was almost referring to her as a stalker, and she'd done this on more than one occasion within her lifetime, eh?
Well, very much.
And these aren't just stories; these are recorded. There was photographs that were shown to the judge that she'd sent to people, like explicit photographs of herself sent to people, like and having sexually hinting at them that she fancied them, and some of it went into quite gross detail, the judge said, didn't it?
Well, very much so. I I can't really comment on the other two charges, which Melanie Shaw did receive custodial sentences for.
Yeah.
But they were suspended sentences.
Yeah.
And they totaled to 6 months.
Yeah.
And those other two females Melanie Shaw has had a lifetime restraining order put on her regarding this. Melanie Shaw cannot come within 200 yards or metres of my daughter, myself, and these two other females.
Yeah.
And the judge said basically, because when she came out of prison on her last time, she didn't access no services. And she just basically told her to be careful of her friends who she's picking and to stop going in front of the camera all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Melanie Shaw, right, at one point, I'd like to pick up on that point. Melanie asked the solicitor, obviously, to give a full account of what made her commit these offences in the first place. And she blamed it all on the pressure of people who were bringing her childhood abuse to light in the public eye. She herself were blaming these people who have been trying to help her for the behaviour of the stalking that had took place.
Yes, she did do.
But not only with you, but with other people as well that she's all said already on a suspended sentence for.
That's right. I mean,
I mean, there's clear evidence of that. The letters were there, the photographs were there, the screenshots of Facebook that she had sent other people that she was.
That's correct, and it was also mentioned that she was ringing these other people's families up.
Yeah.
That came out in court as well. I found it quite scary. To hear of the history and of, I won't say something very similar, but as the judge stated, you know, this is a pattern which has happened for females. Yeah. This is a pattern. I personally know of other people what this has happened to. I'm not a person to start slandering or slaughtering.
Yeah.
When it comes to my child, leave my child alone. You accuse my child of X, Y, and Z. You have no proof of this.
Yeah.
My child has been made very ill through this. Melanie Shaw even came to my house.
Yeah.
Once she'd been charged, when she noticed my car wasn't here, she even came and was knocking on my door, and I had to inform the police yet again. When she put these pictures up on the internet regarding my daughter and writing all the blarney. She basically looked like a laughingstock with all the incoherent crap what she put there.
Yeah.
You know, because she just digressed into one into the other.
Yeah.
This has had a really bad effect on my daughter, and you know, to the extent that medication has had to be involved in this and things.
Yeah.
My daughter will not go out by herself. From when these pictures were put up on the Facebook, my daughter has been targeted. They were put up on the Friday, Saturday. My daughter was verbally abused by a male driving past in a car.
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes me wonder, were these people sent to where we live? Because where we live, it's not easy to find.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not on. I've got to be there for my daughter. And I am a survivor myself. I was in Redcott. I was physically abused.
Yeah.
You know, we all deal with things differently.
Yeah.
But please,
at that point, I'd like to like the sort of summing up of the judge, as far as I was concerned, with what they were saying. What he basically said was, you need to stay away from people who are making your childhood abuse public. That you've got a mental illness that's going to take a long time to recover, which is true. You know, she's a survivor herself, but this survivor has become an abuser, and for that reason alone, and for the fact that the judge said that, you know, she's a prolific liar, and
he did basically.
She's got lots of other mental issues going on, and schizophrenia and all sorts of stuff. So she wouldn't be a person that you'd put into a trusted position to manage anybody or anything. You know, she is a victim herself, and she needs people to help her. She mentally isn't capable. She tries to be. You know, in her defence, you know, she is a very sick person and far too sick to be.
Well, basically, it seemed like
to making it public and
well,
that in the first
definitely.
place.
Well, the judge did say that because of the last sentence, which Melanie Shaw did, because she literally left from the dock and didn't go downstairs, there was no care package put in place for her.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I can't remember where it was where she said she went to that day to do some filming.
That's correct, yeah.
And so, you know, at the same time, being an adult, whether you have a mental health illness or not, you know right from wrong. And if you know that you need care and things, for you to be led by these people to go and do the filming. The judge even also told her, you know, stop.
The judge held responsibility for the system failing her themselves because they released her with nothing.
The court there
no
and that. But then as an adult, you know right from wrong. You know you have certain conditions. It even came out that Melanie still has a Class A substance misuse and is being treated for it. Yeah. And that she does have mental health issues from the reports.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope she leaves us alone because my daughter's in pieces. Like I said, she will not go out by herself. And these other people, who it hasn't got to court. But like I said, the judge did say to her she has 6 months suspended for 2 years, and if she breaks any 4 of the restraining orders which have been put on her for life, she will get a prison sentence of 5 years.
Yeah.
If she goes back, gets in trouble over the 2 years, she will do the 6 months, and if it's breaking the restraining orders, she will be doing 5 years and 6 months, and whatever she gets into trouble for.
Yeah, another thing I'd just like to touch on as well, I'm not going to actually say what it was on her past criminal records, but twice she's been charged with a charge that can actually get your life.
That is true, that is so true.
From the past, and one not too recent, but twice she's, you know...
In 1992, the judge said, because I had to look round with my mouth open.
I don't think it's all right to deliver that, but it was a shock to hear some of the things that she's been charged with in the past. You know, and that just proves how ill she really is, you know, in what she says, what she does, you know, the sort of, you know, there's truth in what's happened to her in her childhood.
Very much
it's
so.
Very much so. Like
she's got some very deep-rooted, serious, complex abuse to deal with. Yeah. You know, and people who are supporting her, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
but you know, they need to be supporting her in the right way, and not boosting her ego for her to be going and popping her mouth off.
Yeah.
You know. It's about her dealing with her and not becoming an abuser herself one way or the other. You know, so at the end of the day, like I said, I had some very good solid support yesterday. Yeah. Very good solid support yesterday. Mickey Summers came to support me and my daughter.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on Mickey Summers while you mention him, actually. Now, there's been a bit of discussion about Mickey Summers being thrown out of court. Well, it's not in so many words, but it's made out that he was causing trouble in court. I'd just like to verify, or if you could verify the fact, actually, what that situation, you know, how that evolved,
yes. There was myself, you and Mickey Summers. We were all sat together. Yeah. Mickey's phone kept going off, was ringing. He switched one off. As he switched one off, the other one started ringing. As he got up to go out, the judge was already peed off by everything what he'd read about, all the evidence, because message came back to everyone that he waited till the afternoon to deal with Melanie Shaw specifically. Mickey Summers got up to leave because his phone was ringing. He couldn't switch his phone off, and the judge asked him to go outside and not come back.
So there wasn't a word spoken or anything. It was just
there was not. His phone just kept ringing. He couldn't switch one of them off, and someone just kept ringing it. And bless him, he panicked. Yeah. He
started to leave, and
he did,
the judge
and that's when the judge said. But the judge was peed off. The judge also picked up on a lot of things. i.e. about about using her situation and going on about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I will say about the judge. Me personally, I think things were dealt with correctly, but that's my opinion. It was my daughter who had these malicious things and acts done against her.
Yeah.
He turned round and he said plain and simple to Melanie Shaw's face, and regarding the conspiracy theory, because she wrote all about this in statements she put about myself and my daughter, I have personally sentenced people for child abuse.
Right.
And he yesterday afternoon, that's what he said, and he basically said to her, stop going in front of the cameras and sort yourself out, and get your treatment what you need for your mental health illness and your class A addiction.
Yeah, that's it. Well, let's hope that this interview has cleared up a lot of questions and a lot of gossip as well on Facebook, and let's hope people try and help Melly in the right way instead of directing her in the wrong way.
Well, he also did tell her to be careful of her friends, what she's choosing. Yeah,
I mean, they did say that that certain people have been making the childhood problems public, weren't helping her whatsoever. But it was her herself that had told the solicitor to say that.
She used that. She used that.
And then the judge is summing up after he'd heard the evidence off the solicitor.
She actually said it was the fact that because she'd come straight out of court and got driven somewhere to do some filming.
She got wished away to do some filming. That's right. And that's And
then one thing led to another. Yeah. So no. Well, I hope she adheres to what the outcome was yesterday. And yet again, Mickey Summers wasn't asked to leave the court. It was because his phones were ringing, and the judge said, take it out and don't come back.
Yeah.
There was no trouble caused. He didn't even speak in the courthouse.
Yeah. Right. I think, is there anything else you could maybe think about or that you'd like to mention before we finish?
I'd just ask people, be wary when people are putting certain things up about people who have problems with another person or another person's child, and you're only hearing a bit of the truths. Just because this person's got a lot of followers and a lot of support, it doesn't mean they're always right. Yeah. I have noticed a lot of comments. I haven't commented on anything or put any statements up or statuses. A lot of comments, what her supporters have put. We've even been called bastards and things. And they don't even know us.
On that point, I think a lot of people have been duped by her illness. It's like that is part of her illness that she tells fibs, makes up stories, bolts bits on.
Even the judge commented on that she was a compulsive liar yesterday.
Yeah.
She was a compulsive liar.
Yeah. So people need to take that into account. That this is how it is. This is part of her illness, and we should all be aware of that. And that goes for everybody. Do you think there's anything else you could add to that? Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
If you're going to support somebody, make sure it's channeled into the right way to give them support them, and not to self-exploit themselves.
Yeah.
And then they can get lost in it with their own egos.
Great.
So, but thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you as well. Much appreciated for your time and that. Right, that's us over and out YouTube. Easy life.
Sorry, I digress.